Ready.
Ready.
Ready like spaghetti.
And we are Gucci in 3, 2, 1.
It's the Redonkulous Podcast starring Annie and Jeff and my coolest guy in the world whose name is James. It's Redonkulous.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Redonkulous Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 11. Today, we have a very special episode for you. Can't wait for you guys to tune into this one. James is feeling a little bit under the weather, so today it's just going to be me and Annie.
Hi.
But we have a very special guest, okay? She is not only the founder, creator of Don't Pass the Pepper. She is also a director, a producer, and an actor, too. Please help me welcome Jordana.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Hello. How are you guys today?
Very
Great.
good, very good.
Good.
For all the audio listeners at home who don't get to see this episode, look at our YouTube. This is our work from home onesie episode, and we're all wearing onesies. We got a fox, we got a snow owl, and we got Chewbacca. Jordana, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also tell us a little bit about the Chewbacca onesie as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker right now. I don't know if that's a good thing to say. We're like ground zero here, epidemic central. But yeah, I'm a New Yorker from Queens, and I study theater. I study law. I sell liquor. I sling liquor, as I say. I sling liquor at liquor stores. And I produce, I direct, and I write a Caribbean theater show in Off-Broadway.
Very
Don't
cool.
Don't Pass the Pepper is the show name, and you do a couple of shows a year. But because of this pandemic right now, originally you were planning your 1-year anniversary, this big show in May. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen to that now?
I don't know. We were going to do a hip hop show first, and then we were going to do Caribbean Shakespeare. And right now we're going to try to do a lot of things online, and we're praying that our theater, The Tank, which is on 36th Street in Manhattan off of 8th Avenue, they don't know if they're going to be able to open their doors after this. So honestly, I think everything will have to be online for a while. If the theater can't open, we're going to have to do everything in the park.
We talked about this before we started recording this episode. We've known each other for years, but the funny thing is we haven't even met each other in person. We've just been communicating through text message and on the phone.
We're the new age pen pals. Yeah, we
guess
have
so.
not met. I mean, we have conversations about movies and liquor and
TV shows. We
Yes,
talked about
TV
some
shows.
TV shows as well.
All
Is
about
there
that Marvel.
anything, especially now during the lockdown, is there anything that you've been watching?
Oh my God, I binged everything. Last night I watched Ragnarok on Netflix. I watched On My Block. I watched On My Block on Netflix.
Oh, I heard that was really good.
It is really good.
Season 3 just came out, right?
Yeah, and it's so cute and lighthearted. Like I was alternating between On My Block and Altered Carbon. I give my sense of a little darkness, and then I go to a little lightness with On My Block.
I've been trying to watch a lot of Korean shows and a lot of Spanish shows because I want to pick up the language. So far, I haven't learned anything yet.
Have you watched Have you watched Kim's Deli? Is it Kim's
Kim's Convenience Store.
I love that show.
Yeah, I heard it's really funny too. And one of the guys, he's going to be in the MCU.
Oh, really?
So,
It's got to be the brother. He's hot. It's got to be him.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
It's got to be him. He's hot. They're definitely going to make him in the MCU. If they make Mr. Kim, I'm going to be like, what's going on here?
Do you watch The Big Bang Theory?
Yes. I never got to see the last 2 seasons, so I have not binged it yet to know the ending.
Do you know the actor, Kumail Nanjiani?
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be in the MCU too. And if you look at his picture, topless, the guy looks like a different person. He has
ripped.
a 6-pack. I was just like, wow.
Did you see him I think he posted something on, what's it called? Instagram. And he's all bearded up. You wouldn't recognize him. You would not
In my
recognize
opinion,
him.
that transformation is crazier than the Chris Pratt transformation.
Yeah, Chris Pratt, yeah. He had that.
Chris Pratt looks good, but Kumail was just like, wow, what the heck?
I also think because we were so used to seeing Kamal play these geeky, nerdy roles and to come out like the sex symbol. It's like, whoa. Chris
Yeah.
Pratt, we have been used to him playing dork / sexy.
He was also in, what was that love story, that love movie where his significant other got sick? That was such a good movie.
Which one, Chris Pratt?
No,
Or
Kamal
Kamal?
Nanjiani.
No, I don't know. I've never seen any movies with him.
You're missing
No.
out. You got to do it during
Right.
this lockdown. Right
It's
now.
on my to-do list now, but the other 100 shows that I have to catch up on.
It's called The Big Sick.
The Big Sick? Okay.
Yeah, The Big
Oh, I
Sick.
heard of that, yeah.
SICK. I've seen him in like Silicon Valley. That's a good show.
Yeah, Silicon
As
Valley
well.
I watched, yeah.
All right, so let's transition. We'll get into the first thing, a word of the day. I'm going to give you guys a word, and I'm going to give you the definition and an example. Then you guys have to try your best to spell it out. This should be
Okay, ready.
Okay.
fun. Okay. The word of the day is quixotic. It's an adjective. Quixotic means foolishly impractical, especially in the pursuit of ideals. Second definition, marked by rash, lofty romantic ideas or extravagantly chivalrous action. Okay, that doesn't help.
All right. Whew.
Can you say the word again?
Quixotic.
Quixotic?
Quixotic.
Quick. All right.
Q-U-I. Am I close? Do I got 3 letters at least?
You got to spell it out. I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Q-U-I. Ooh. I feel like it's one of those easy words, and I'm spelling it way more complicated. Q-U-I. Exotic. Exotic. This is how I'm going to do my rationale here. Z-O-T-I-C.
So close.
Q-U-I-C. Q-U-I-C-K-O-T. I don't know.
Jordana's closest, but instead of the Z, it's actually an X.
Ah.
Q-U-I.
Oh, yeah. X.
X-O-T-I-C. Quixotic.
All right.
I don't even know how I'm going to be using that on a daily basis. Probably not.
I want you to text me a sentence during the liquor promotions and be like, this is how.
How's it doing, Quixotic?
Yeah.
Quixotically. Jordana, on your wall, I've noticed you post a lot of interesting stuff.
I post a lot now because I just look at things that are funny. I generally don't. I think a lot of people use Facebook as their shrink, and they want to post like their whole life, and they ate breakfast today and they didn't eat breakfast today, or they broke up with. But I'm more like, yeah, this shit is funny. Let me post this. That's really my whole thing.
One thing that I found that's super interesting, in Georgia, there's a man and woman statue.
Oh yeah.
That becomes one at 7 p.m. Basically, there's a man and woman statue. There's 2 statues. It's 26 feet high, and it's made out of steel sculptures by a Georgian sculptor, Tamara Kvesetadze. Okay, I definitely said that.
We definitely butchered that. Sorry, Russia.
And then at 7 p.m., the statues actually physically move towards each other and become one. There is a pretty sad story behind it. The 2 figures represent a Muslim boy named Ali and a Georgian princess named Nino. And it's from a famous 1937 novel. Ali and Nino got separated by the invasion of Soviet Russia. Because of that, the love statue begins to move every day at 7 p.m. and they merge for a short embrace before leaving each other behind.
Aww.
Oh,
I
man.
know.
That story's way more sad than my story.
Yeah.
I posted it honestly because I posted it years ago. It came back on my memories. So I posted it back to, I think it's today. It's funny though. I don't think it reflected what the memories was because I think this is Succubus. Like, the character in the.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was like, is she Succubus? Because that's what I think she is. So I think I saw this and I was watching American Gods at the same time. And I was like, this has got to be her. Somebody definitely wanted to make this statue reflecting this god.
Speaking of American Gods, what do you think? I've only read the novel. I've never watched the show.
I read some of the novel. I think the first season is much better. The second season, I was really disappointed in. I was really disappointed. But they had changed the showrunner. I like the main character. He's cute. So I'm going to keep watching because, it's eye candy. I mean, so I'm going to keep watching. There's nothing going to stop me from it.
And what about this character, Succubus?
well, she's in the American Gods, but she's also in the Marvel world too, and the character world. And
You,
she's just
you think that character is going to come out in the MCU?
I would hope so. I would think that'd be so freaking cool. But you know what? We're in a time where it's like, would that be projecting women as a great role model? So I think she would have to be different. She couldn't just entice men with sex. It would have to be, oh, I'm gonna entice you with my charisma.
I saw this guy who used a drone to
Yeah.
ask another girl out, and they had dinner on the rooftop or something.
I mean, that's the new age of dating now, guys. I think we've graduated, and yet we've come back primitive at the same time for dating. Like, we have gone from actually meeting somebody in public and asking them out on a date, like meeting through a friend, to Tinder. Then we had apps. Now we
Yeah.
got to send drones, and now we got to sit in our house and have dates, not actually physical. It's actually cheaper. It's very more economical when you really think about it.
And besides romantic relationships, going back to the point, we've met through technology as well.
Yeah.
Like we talked over the phone and texting. And then I was just like, wait, a lot of the people that I work with also.
Mhm.
It's small world.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your Caribbean show? What inspired you to do that? And you have a background in theater. Just tell us how you got into that and what is your plan going forward?
I went to John Jay and I studied legal there, but then I did also study theater when I was there too. And then, real life took over and I was like, I gotta get a job. Damn it, I got bills to pay. Shit, this theater's hungry actor, starving thing. All right, let me go get a job instead. Like a real job, as some people will call it, a 9 to 5. So yeah, okay, I went out, worked, paralegal, hated it. After that, I went to a conservatory school. And prior to the conservatory school, I had
Is that
gone
also
to
in
other
New
theater
York?
schools. Yeah. I've gone to other schools, but they just weren't for me. So I studied the Meisner method for 2.5 years at the William Esper Studio.
And what is that?
Okay, there's like about a couple of methods that actors go by. So there's Stanislavski, there's Meisner. I guess the best person I could give you for Meisner is Sandy Bullock, Tony Soprano, which is James Gandolfini. They studied under this method. So I studied this method over there on 37th between 8th and 9th at the William Esper Studio. Because that theater that we perform in, I tried to do a show 10 years ago in that theater with my friends from the Esper Studio. And we just couldn't do it. Like every roadblock hit, everything came, and we couldn't get a show in there. I was like, all right, well, everything has its time. So then I got into it because I was watching a improv show, and I was like, I'm watching this, and this community is full of no minorities, not like one. And so I was like, okay, that was fine. I was fine with that. I was like, yeah, it's cool.
Is it like Whose Line Is It Anyway minus Wayne Brady?
yeah, might as well have been. But there is a small group of minorities in there that range from every culture. But I watched a show where someone said, okay, they were improvising being a doctor and a patient. And the patient goes to the doctor, where did you go get your medical degree? And the doctor's like, look at my degree on the wall. It's from Antigua. And he's like, Antigua, what's that? What kind of Mickey Mouse place is that? And then he's like, but I knew the person genuinely didn't know. Like, the improver didn't know that this was an actual island in the Caribbean. And I'm like, they have the best U.S. Caribbean medical school in the West Indies in the world, the best U.S. Caribbean medical school. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's time I do a show. Maybe it's time to do something representing the community. So I went to the Tank Theater, and that took like it took like a long time to get in touch with them. And I think the last time, it was like 6-7 months I was waiting. And then I was at the I was waiting a long time. And I was at the West Indian Day Parade, and then I decided to write another email to them. And I said, we are the largest, one of the largest parades in New York City, the West Indian Day Parade. We have the most people come to that parade in New York, and yet we have no representation on Broadway. Nothing. We have nothing. She got back to me right away. And then from there on, we just did a show. And in my show, I did have a little backlash because some people were saying that I'm putting people in of different ethnicities and different cultures into the show. My thing was, if you like the culture, I'm all about it. Like it was never like it was never a race thing to me. Like it was like,
Right.
oh, if you
Mhm.
eat a beef patty, we'll take you, man. You're as Jamaican as they get. You know, we were all about that. Like that for me was important. But I did get backlash from people saying, how are you gonna put these people in your show? I was like, I have Caribbean people, but I'm not gonna take the white girl that dances to reggae and eats a beef patty and drinks a ting. She's more Caribbean than me. She could come in the show.
Like you said, it's so important to have representation.
What type of show is it?
It's a sketch comedy show.
Yeah.
So we get about like, I want to say when I first started, I had 3 writers, and the director was doing his own show on Netflix, Astronomy Club, and he's in a sketch comedy group. And he
Mhm.
was about to leave us the day of the show. Like, he's like, I got to go to California to film this. I'm like, what? I know it's Netflix. I don't care. You got to stay here and finish this. You can't leave me hanging. But unfortunately, he was able to stay, and then he left to do.
How
Oh.
many
Like-
writers and how much staff? I know you told me that you grew by like 6 or 7 times.
We started off with 3 writers in the beginning,
Mhm.
and maybe about 10 or 12 actors. We're at about 25 to 30 actors now, and about 11 writers. In fact, we keep getting more. Sometimes I have to decline. Like, I'm like, there's just too many writers right now. There's too many. I can't, because the show will just go for 4 hours if I don't cut some of the sketches off.
How do you decide which sketches go in? Is it the best content?
Yeah, I make the final decision, but I do have a writer that I put as he's our writer of the director for the sketches. So he gives us our input of like, listen, you need to take out this, you need to put in this. Like, even from my sketches, to like, take this out, put it in. And I even cut my own sketches if I have to. I'm like, this doesn't fit, let's move it. Sometimes the actors can't make it. They can't make rehearsals, and it's a complex sketch where I'm like, oh God, I have a lot of directing in this, and I can't get these actors in the same room. Content and theme. I need the sketches to be in line with the theme of the show.
How long do you guys need to prep in terms of actual rehearsal, getting everyone together in one room? How long does that take?
Oh my God. So all of our actors are never in the same room till the day of the show. So I have a lot of people rehearsing and saying their lines with
Wow.
somebody else. So we only rehearse maybe like 6 or 7 times. And that's in a 2-week span. 2 weeks.
Jeez.
The writing takes about a month. And that's fast. We do it pretty fast. We do the writing pretty fast. And then we have 2-week span of just rehearsing in the show and then on stage.
Do you guys ever have like hiccups during the
yeah.
show?
Hell yeah. I mean, the last show, I swear I was cursing out everybody in the last show. The last show, I didn't give a shit. I was behind stage. I had to send somebody out. Like, a lot of them are improv actors, and then we have other actors that are not improv. They're thespian actors, but a good combination of both. Somebody came up to me in the middle of the show. I'm like, go out there and improv this part. Like, I need you to go improv this part. That was previously discussed. And they're like, but what do I say? I'm like, you mother, everything should have been bleep, 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 bleep. You know how to improv, and now you want to ask me what to improv? You're the ones that studied improv. You go improv. Yeah, I like the last show. Oh hell yeah, I was it was a different face.
God, that
So
sounds so
what-
stressful.
Do you prefer to use actors that studied in your particular style?
I'm open to all type of actors, but I will say there is a difference of the ones that have studied and haven't studied. There's just this more discipline with the ones that have studied. Not even my technique. I'm just saying in general, the ones that have studied acting, there is a discipline in them. Like, they know we got to get up here. We know our lines. We got to go. Like, there's just a difference in it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I put a lot of the hood on to this show too.
When I looked through our list of mutual friends, you actually know Zach as well, Zachary Young.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you about him. He was in my show.
I went to high school with him. Even in high school, he is a super, super funny guy.
Yeah, he wrote for the show and he was in the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Wrote for
Zach.
it.
All world.
Zach, we're gonna be clipping this. I'm gonna send it to you,
Mhm.
and you can come on and share your experience on "Don't Pass the Pepper."
He's on a what's it called? I think he just got it. He got into a UCB house team, an improv house team in Hell's Kitchen. You should definitely check it out when this is all done. When the end of the world is done, you should check it out.
You were telling me about UCB the other day. What is that? That's in New York.
Yeah, it's an improv school. Upright Citizens Brigade.
There's a lot
Mhm.
of famous people that came out of UCB.
Yeah, a lot. I think it's formed by Amy Is it Amy Pollock? She started it.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler
From
and
Parks and Rec?
yeah, and like three
Okay.
other people. I can't remember the three other people, but she
Cool.
started and a lot of writers for late night TV.
Let's pull it up.
How do you find the time to do all this? Because you do still work a full-time job, right?
I work a real estate law firm during the week, but not every day. Maybe 2 to 3 times a week in Little Neck.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I drive straight into Manhattan every day.
For the 2 months that you're doing the show.
Yeah.
I just want to take a second, okay? For anybody who's never produced or created anything, I can even tell you, like behind the scenes, creating and prepping for each podcast episode and bringing on the guest, it's a lot of work, a lot. And I can't even imagine, like, your level of stress and frustration is probably like tenfold, at least 20 plus people. Super inspirational. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm seriously impressed by you.
Oh, thank you. I'm seriously impressed by you too, Jeff. I mean, you work also, and I think people think because it's a podcast, like you said, because it's just online, but there's a lot of prep in doing anything. Like even right now, getting people to do it online for the show. Like, oh my God, this is work. This is my work from home. I'm frozen. Am I back? I'm
You're
back.
back. Yeah.
Back. Okay.
This is going to be funny. It's going to be in our bloopers.
All right. I'm back, guys. I'm back.
If you guys can't rehearse at the theater, maybe you guys can rehearse on Zoom.
The problem with that is the cues, like telling the actor when to go out. Like, all right, at this point, when she moves here, I'm going to need you to walk out here.
So there's a physical aspect as well.
Yeah, it's a physical, like, it's just like any Broadway show. Like, hey, what's the repair guy doing here in the middle of this, forest scene? Get things like that. And that kind of happened at our last show. Like somebody forgot to put, or they couldn't find one of the props. And we had to, pretend like a repair guy was coming into the house. Like, oh, I'm just here to repair stuff. Here's what you were missing. Walk back off the stage.
What is the amount of audience members do you have per night?
We sell out 100 people.
That's really impressive. And then, like you said, you don't really do that much promotion. Mostly it's by word of mouth.
Yeah, it's by word of mouth. We're on Groupon and then we're on the Tank's website, but it is word of mouth. Our audience is not even comprised of anybody from the theater or improv community at all.
Do you guys get a lot of tourists because you're so close to Times Square?
I don't know the demographics, honestly, because we have a different audience for every show. We were going to film our Jamaican restaurant sketch. The end of the world happened with coronavirus. I'm on house arrest and I can't leave. I went out for 3 minutes the other day, 3 minutes, and it felt great.
I think people just have the struggle of separating work and your actual free time when you're at home.
Imagine if this was the summertime. Imagine if we were stuck
inside. I mean, the weather
summer.
has been pretty nice recently too.
We've hit 70s last week.
I know. That was the day I went out for 3 minutes. 70. And it was like, but I was like, imagine if every day was like that. I think everybody would be going a lot more crazier. Like, but I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen now. We don't know if we're going to be here till summer, till not summer. When is the end of the world going to end? Like, that's what I want to know.
Let's do 2 truths, 1 lie.
2 truths, 1 lie.
Hold on. Let me drink my alcoholic beverage.
Nice. What are you sipping on?
Iced tea. Not Long Island, just regular iced tea.
Oh, that's no fun.
I know, right? I should have spiked it. So, I gotta tell you guys about this story that very embarrassing. But I'm gonna let you guys know. It's like my behind the story when I get famous. This is the story I'm gonna tell everybody.
Cool.
So at acting class in Esper Studio, we don't ever actually get to do scenes till the second year. So the first year is just these activities that you think make no sense, but then they start making sense in the second year. So I get a scene with my partner. It's a scene where I'm the wife and he's the husband, and I'm packing and I'm moving out the house in a fitted rage. And so I have boxes. I'm just, I'm going along with the scene. I'm saying what I have to say. And I'm shaking the box because I'm just like, what's in this box? And shaking it and shaking it. And I see my co-actor, he just stops and he stares and he stops the lines. And I'm like, I'm looking at him like, I'm still continuing the lines. Like, okay, yeah, I'm going. And I'm shaking the box. This flicking box. I don't want this box. And going on my scenes. All right, finally, we finish. I didn't know, little did I know, that my whole boob was outside. Like, not even the bra part. The whole entire boob was just like there. And there I'm shaking the box too. I'm like, oh my God, I'm shaking it. I'm like, of course everybody is laughing. Now they can laugh. They couldn't laugh before. They just let me go there with my boob out. But my acting teacher, he gets up very poised, very like this is not his first rodeo. It's not his first rodeo seeing a boob. He goes to my co-star and he's like, "Aren't you her husband?" And he's like, yeah." He's like, "So why didn't you just take her shirt and fix it for her and let her continue to argue with you?" I was just mortified. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "How could you let me go like this? How did I not know this was
Oh,
going
my
on?" Yeah, that is definitely one story that I'm going to use when I'm famous.
We know that's true. What's the other two?
Do you? Do you? So my friends, they live out in Jersey. They moved out to this like really nice area in Jersey. It's really hoity-toity. So my girlfriend, she had to take her daughter to this like, I don't know, it's like a 2-year-old birthday party, 3-year-old, one of them birthday parties. But she didn't want to go, and neither did the husband. And then I was like, well, I guess, I'll go if you want me to go. I mean, I'll be the nanny. It's fine. I get to get the snacks, right? I get to get the kids snacks. And then the husband was like, no, I got to go too. I'm like, why do you need to go? I'm like, you don't want to go to this party. It's just a regular party. He's like, no, I saw the invitation. I'm like, you saw the invitation? Apparently his daughter's friends with like a football star. Like, I don't remember the name. It's like this football star got like 9 kids though. He's known for having 9 kids. And the little boy likes his daughter, Angelina. So he's like, no, I'm definitely going to this party. I'm definitely going. I'm like, all right, whatever, fine. So we go. And because these are the only minorities that like to be on time, we're there on time for this party. I'm like, shouldn't we be fashionably late still? So we get there and we're standing there. And then this Maybach rolls up. I felt like this Maybach rolls up and a woman comes out. It's a nanny. I assume she's a nanny. Okay. It's a nanny. And then it's somebody opens the other side of the door and it's Jay-Z.
Get
And then
out.
and it's Blue Ivy. And they bring out Blue Ivy. And these two just walk in. And then they come up to us. They're like, "Hi, I'm Mr. Carter." And I'm like,
Get out.
"Man, you're Jay-Z. You're Jay-Z right now.
You're Jay-Z.
You're Jay-Z. Where Beyonce at? Where Beyonce at? Come on, why is she not here?" But he's like, "Yeah, Mr. Carter." We shake his hand. We're just like, And you got to hear Jay-Z's distinct laugh. How's his laugh go? I can't even do his laugh.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. And we're just sitting there and, we can't have our phones. We're not allowed to have our phones. They collect your phones before you go in. And I'm just like, man, nobody's fucking going to believe me. No one is going to believe me on this.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
No one is going to believe me.
The first story, when you're talking about pretending to be the wife and shaking the box, I was thinking of the Beyonce song, Irreplaceable. To the left, to the left. And then the second story, you're talking about Jay-Z. I was like, what the heck?
Well, it was my left boob that went to the left, left. My second car I bought a Mercedes-Benz. And the third car I bought was also Mercedes-Benz. And it was on sale, guys. We carried it. It was used sale. I loved it. I named it Lucas Hood after the show Banshee. Watch Banshee. So like he's crazy. He drinks Macallan. He drinks Macallan scotch. He fights everybody. Something's always blowing up. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, on my way to work to do a promotion, a liquor promotion, I'm driving along the Belt Parkway. The car's fine. I'm blasting my music. I'm okay. And then all of a sudden, there's smoke coming out of my car. It's just like normal. I'm all like, yeah, you know what, whatever.
Smoke came out of your car. Yeah, start from there because you froze.
I froze. All right, am I good now? Because
Yes.
I'm staying unstable here. So smoke came out of my car, and I was just like, okay, cool. I got a warranty. I'm good. Now I didn't know at the time black smoke was bad. I'm thinking like, I didn't know this, guys. All right. I'm like, I think white smoke overheat. Black, I'm like, it must be the same thing too. No. I wanted to go look under the hood, but I was like, forget it. I'll just sit in the car and wait for a tow truck to come or something like the word. I called already. Then this guy comes from around the side and he's like, get out the car. I'm like, what? Huh? I can't hear you. He's on the Belt Parkway. I'm like, get out the car. I'm like, what? So he pulls over really far. And here I'm like, he's such a good Samaritan, but why is he going so far away from the car to help me? Then he gets out. He's like, get out the car. Get out the car. I'm like, what? So I get out the car and then he's like, run, run. I start to run. I'm like, why am I running? He's like, your car's on fire. Underneath, the car was on fire underneath. I got out the car, I ran, and it blew up. The car literally blew up.
No way.
Just like the character Lucas Hood. It blew up.
Oh,
Next time I'll name my car like Jesus. Probably better. I almost lost my life. Like a movie status. Cars blowing up. I would have got out in style, guys. But I didn't, thank God.
Didn't you have liquor in your car too?
So I had a ton of scotch in the trunk because I was doing Macallan promotions. And I mean the expensive ones. And here I am worried, please don't let the scotch go. Please, it's like a $400 bottle in my trunk. Please don't let it go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But fortunately, that was salvaged. The front blew up and inside, but it never got, the fire department came in time and never got to the back.
That is extremely dangerous.
I know. Good thing for that guy who was like, get out the car. I'm like, what? Why?
Now you know, black smoke, you better run.
Yeah, I know. Now I know. Life lesson, literally.
So one of these three stories, one of them is fake.
Yep.
I think the last one is fake because I don't know, if you saw black smoke, I would have just like got out of the car right away.
So you think number 3?
I think so.
It's number 2.
I mean, it could be real.
Number one was when you're in acting class. Okay.
That's believable. And
I
she was
took-
very specific saying that it was her left boob.
Yeah. I took
Damn,
was
Annie,
no-
so
there was no
critical,
mistake.
Annie. So critical.
It wasn't the right boob. It was definitely the left. So I think number 1 is real. I think number 3 is definitely real. I think number 2 is fake.
Did you talk to Jay-Z after that?
No, man, you can't talk to any of them. After that, you just, they shake your hands and they're like, I'm like, I just stared. I goggled from the pack. I'm like, ooh, Jay-Z, nobody's going to believe me.
They were in their own corner, Blue
Yeah,
Ivy and...
Yeah, no, the kids were with the kids. Or with
How
their,
does
like...
Jay-Z know these parents?
They go to the same school. They don't know the parents. Well, you mean the parents of the party they know because it's a football player. It's that guy who has 9 kids.
I have no idea.
That guy. He's got like 9 baby mamas. And then he had his wife. His wife had what's that thing when they have their tube side? Well, their tube side. And she still got pregnant and had twins.
No way.
Yeah.
I just typed in footballer, 9 kids. I don't see anything.
He's got like 9 baby mamas, and the last one had his tube tie, the one he's married to, and people were still shocked. He had twins after that.
Is it Travis Henry?
No.
Travis Henry says he's broke after having 9 children.
That's
NFL
insane.
running back. So I guess there are multiple football.
Come on, they're in the sports industry, guys. Let's be real.
I have a reason why I think is number 2, but I'll reveal it after Jordana tells us which one is real. So I'm locking in number 2. What are you locking in?
Number 3.
Okay. Tell us which one is real, Jordana.
It's Antonio Cromartie. That's the guy. The one that's not real is Jay-Z.
Oh man.
Beyonce.
Yes!
But to be fair, it did occur. I just wasn't there.
You told me the third story before.
That's how you knew.
Oh.
You cheated.
So I knew the third one was real. I was just like, wait, I've heard this before.
Oh, well, to be fair, the Beyonce and Jay-Z did occur. They occurred to my friends, though. It did happen. They did show up. There was Jay-Z, not Beyonce, but just Jay-Z. And they were like, what the hell? And then they told me the story. And I was like, and you got no evidence? You have
No
evidence?
evidence.
They're like, they made us take our phones. And the little kid's son, the one whose birthday it was, he brings like a flower to my friend's daughter. And he's like, her dad is like, nah, 9 kids. No apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let's leave this kid out. Leave this kid away from my daughter.
I took drama in college, actually. And I got to act out a scene, too, just to do, like, improv. And I'll tell you, it's very difficult. It's hard. I go in with the scene with my partner, and I thought we were on the same page. And she gets mad. She starts yelling at me. So when you said that was kind of giving me PTSD. And I just froze up. And I didn't do anything the rest of the scene. I was so embarrassed. Oh, jeez. All right, so I'm pulling this up. UCB, famous people. And I know a lot of these people. Like Jason Mantzoukas is here. Zach Woods from The Office, from Silicon Valley is here.
Oh, I saw him perform last year at UCB. He came back to UCB to perform.
Kate McKinnon, she's from SNL, a lot of movies. Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec and a lot of different movies. There are a lot of people that came out of UCB.
I think there are a lot more out of the Esper studio too.
Oh my goodness, Childish Gambino. I love this guy.
Oh, from UCB, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he came from there. And then if you check Esper, it's Sam Rockwell, Patricia Heaton, more dramatic actors.
How do you spell Esper?
It's the William, and then
Uh-huh.
Esper is
ESPER.
I found
SES.
it. William
He
Esper.
he died last year. He was honored on the Oscars. I missed it, but he was honored on the Oscars.
Oh.
I actually work very closely with this Chinese lawyer.
Mhm.
Her name is Helen Wu, and she's actually been in the show. And we've given her the most stereotypical role, but we gave it to her because we were laughing about it, and she was like, "Listen, if I don't do it, somebody else is gonna do it." She's a
Wow.
lawyer, and she played our DVD lady in the hood.
I love that. You also know some people that do sketch comedy in the
Yeah.
Asian American. What
there's
is that like? Do they also do it at the Tank?
No, they don't do it at the Tank. I believe they do it in the UCB theater itself, and it's a all Asian based show. It's all sketch comedy too. It's all sketch
Is it
comedy.
mostly what is their show about? Is it like Asian Americans or just like Asians in general? Or?
Asians in general. So it's not just Chinese, it's Korean, it's all types of Asians, and they do it together. And it's basically just the same way that we make fun of Caribbean people ourselves, they make fun of themselves.
One of my favorite comedians is Russell Peters, and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
makes fun of like different cultures. It's really funny.
It is funny. It's also it's educational at the same time. New York is a huge melting pot, but when you come here and to stick to each other because that's all they know, and this new generation is branching out. It's nice to see different walks of life going to these type of shows and learning and just laughing with us. Nobody's making fun of you. We're just laughing all together.
That's
Mhm.
so understated, especially now. Even in New York, you're saying we're a melting pot, but there's been so much hate crimes against
Yeah.
Asians, and not just Chinese, but like
Mhm.
Asian Americans in general. A lot of it is fear as well. So it's very understated. I think that when you have these shows, these sketch comedies, it brings people together, but it really just makes you feel like, hey, we're not that different. Caribbean
Yeah.
people, Asian people, we are not that different, and people need more of that.
Yeah, and like I told you before, I got backlash from inviting people in the beginning because they thought I should just have a solely Caribbean show. And I'm like, with Caribbean actors, I'm like, yeah, I should. But I was like, my sketches don't have to include everybody. The soul of the sketch can be, it's a Caribbean message per se. But the actors in it themselves, I could put them in the appropriate roles to make the same message be heard and make a unity. So we have, like I said, we have our Asian lawyer, we have our white girl, we have a white guy. Like it's like we have a Colombian chick. It's not like we're here like, oh, we can only take these types. I'm like, no, bring it on. If you like it, more than that, come through.
Is there anything you want to plug? Any upcoming thing? Maybe your YouTube channel?
Well, we are going to work a lot on Instagram for a while. So we're going to be on the Don't Pass the Pepper Instagram. So it's at Don't Pass the PEE. But PEPPA. I had to take a moment there. Don't Pass the Pepper. So no ER, just Peppa. And like
It's like Peppa the Pig.
Like Peppa the Pig. We have a mascot. He's Peppa the Goat. Don't curry Peppa the Goat.
What is that?
In West Indian culture, we eat curry goat. So our mascot is Peppa the Goat, and everybody's like, "Don't curry the goat." That's our mascot. Nobody cook him. Nobody
cool.
cook him.
You guys have merchandise also?
We want to do sweatshirts now. That's why all our shows are supposed to be now because of the end of the world, guys.
Mhm.
We had to stop, doing things that we were going to do. We were fundraising to make shirts and sweaters and stuff like that for the next show. We'll have it soon, though.
Be on the lookout for that. And once again, Jordana, I just want to say thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very
having me.
much.
It was a lot of fun. For the one time, can you put up the Chewbacca hood?
Oh, okay.
So we can see it.
All right, I got to unzip this a little bit. Hold on. I have Chewbacca all the way zipped to the top.
We can all put it on, and then this will be our thumbnail.
All right.
Is there a story behind this? Are you a huge Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I am. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I bought this at Comic-Con. So yeah, this is Chewbacca here. Oh, if you can see him, he's here.
Such a cute hoodie.
And then
Very
I got
cute.
the little thingy here. my little pack thing. Yeah.
Can you make the Chewbacca sound?
Let's not get carried away now. Let's not get carried away.
Don't forget to check her out at Don't Pass the Peppa, and also Don't Curry
Yeah, don't
Peppa.
curry
Don't curry
Peppa the goat. Don't curry Peppa the goat.
Yeah, they're gonna have
Peppa.
merchandise coming out. Make sure you support Tank Theater. We're gonna have some links in the description below. Yeah, go
Wait,
ahead.
one more thing. We're always looking for actors. We're always needing actors. So if you guys feel like you have the acting bug, you don't have to be Caribbean. You just gotta like a rum punch and a beef patty, and we're always looking for actors.
What about writers?
Yes, writers too. Writers and
Okay.
actors. I'm always looking for writers too because I look for a fresh, innovative stance on things. So like having maybe an Asian writer would be kind of cool because they could give us their perspective of the Caribbean community when they write, which is kind of cool.
I'll send you some drafts.
Yeah, send it to me.
That's it for us, guys. But always remember to stay redonkulous.
It's the Jeff and Annie and James Redonkulous Show. Yeah.
Awesome.